every one of us here will believe that this is the time for an action. Every part of this country is challenged today in the aspects of security. And you may recall, sometimes I presented a motion calling for the declaration of state of emergency on security in Nigeria. And these are some of the reasons why I did. Today, nowhere is safe. It is not about impeachment. What is the solution? You and I knows what impeachment is all about. It's another crisis into another crisis. Why do we need that now? What we need is solution. We need this country to come back to where we were in terms of peace. I would rather prefer a situation where all operations of government is directed at security. Everything and anything that we are going to do in this country at this moment should be directed towards tackling the situation of security. You and I are not safe. I can vividly tell you there is no leader from the bottom of an elected leader like a councillor up to Mr. President. I'm telling you this, that will sleep with two eyes closed. We are very close to our people, and we know what is happening. So I do not subscribe to a situation whereby we say because we have the legislative powers to impeach, that we are bringing a motion for impeachment. No, this is not the time for a motion on impeachment. We are just at the mid-term of this administration. What we need is to focus and see where we are going to go, especially in bringing back that peace that we so desire in this country. My other gentleman asked a question about, can you remind me, please? Amnesty. Amnesty. In every situation, the exigency of that particular situation will give rise to a solution. When the Niger Delta militants were agitating, they were agitating for what? Good welfare. They were agitating for control of the degradation they are having in their environment. Hardly can you hear them going into the villages of the same people they say they are protecting and killing them. They did not do that. So if the Niger Delta militants were given amnesty, I do not subscribe to any amnesty for criminals that keep killing people in the name of religion. It's not religion, it's not Islam. This is the holiest month. The holiest month where you're supposed to suffer and reflect. When the peasant farmers cannot go to the farm, our little children cannot go to school. What do you mean by amnesty? I will join his question with the question of Frederick. Mercenaries, we have today almost 70% of the population of this country are energetic youths. We are wasting them. We are wasting them. As far as today is concerned with what is happening, it is not about what certificate you hold. It's about what can you do to survive. The fundamental principles of any government is to maintain law, protect its citizens, provide every welfare needed in order for the populace to survive. Today is not the case. Why do we go for mercenaries? All these young men roaming the streets, being recruited. They are the same people that are being recruited in this fight. I give you a simple, logical example. You kidnapped. You are given 40 million naira. You recruit these people that cannot see 10,000 naira in a day, in a month. And for every operation, they make 40 million. The kingpin is somewhere. You that participated in the operation, you are given 10,000 and you feel you are very comfortable. Can't you look at that logic? How do we control this thing? The government need to open up. We need to redirect every affairs of the governors to the matter of security. Engage these youths. We do not even have reserve army in this country. Those that are in operations are inadequate. The chief of army staff have said it. That where are the arms they said he's going to meet? He has not seen them. He has said it before the members of National Assembly here. Are we going to just sit and watch? It is a responsibility on all of us. So I do not believe that the insurgency we are having today, the bandits we are having, the Boko Haram people we are having today, we should give them any amnesty. If they like, let them surrender their arms and seek for rehabilitation. Then we know that they are serious. But it should be carrot and stick. This is my position.
Thank you.
Which is that our nation is at war, internal war, with people who are angry, whether genuinely or imagined, with people who are greedy, and people who are wicked. That's what happened in the country. And this did not start today. I tell you something, as pressmen, go and dig and look at the papers from 80s, 90s, 2000s, in the last 3 decades. If you read the paper, it's the same story. Poverty is rising in the country. There is so much gap between the haves and the have-nots. No job, the youth. It's the same story. Go and read the headline from 80s. This is the basis why the militaries have always struck anyway. And we've been going around this. So we are all responsible in this mess. Leadership, followership at community level, religious leaders, even the press, I beg to say, we are just running rat race in this country. We are not sitting down and look at the root cause of our problems and addressing them appropriately. For example, we have fault lines in this country over decades back. Ethnic fault line, religious fault line, regional fault line, and the enemies of the state have always been striking along these fault lines, and the crisis is exacerbating, is going on now. We are now at a point that we have to take a decision. If we want to survive as a country, we need to identify our problem. One, we have to speak in one voice as a country. We have to drop our division and say, it is time to speak as Nigerians and protect Nigeria, not speaking from our ethnic and religious enclave. Because you don't know, it is this fault line that is giving these guys the power, the effrontery, and the courage to keep on coming after Nigeria. Aside external influences, there are external influences in all of this. And we cannot solve this problem if we don't talk as Nigerians, act as Nigerians, let our communities come back to life. You can't enter a community to go and start striking without laxity, laziness, fear, lack of coordination. And indeed, there's people who are culpable even in these communities, who give information, who collect money. All of this, we have to correct this if we have to fight and win all these crises we are facing in this country. So that's the perspective I think I should bring to your attention.
Thank you very much.
In contact, and we synergize so much. They have visited the service chiefs, and they have also visited Mr. President on this issue. And clearly, they have been told, and they have asked questions also, that there was a time that we have to give from the excess crude about $1 billion for arms and ammunition. We need to know. We want to take stock. So that issue is there now, and I'm sure within the shortest period of time we'll be able to get some hints on where those ammunitions are. And at the same time, you are also living witness, because most of you must have attended that sitting when the Chief of Army Staff was invited by the House of Representatives. And he made it very clear that there are a lot of questions to be asked. And those questions, we know where it should be directed to. So I'm sure after the investigative hearings, we'll be able to get some details of where and how that money appropriated was used. Thank you. So I appreciate it.